Hi, welcome to the Andrew Buckle book review of Captain Action, the Classic Collection. This is Gil Kane and Wally, two of my favourites. Absolutely love those. Jim Shooter, introduction by Mark Waid, and this is from IDW. The comics originally from DC Comics, 5 issues in total, and as it says there, remastered with all new colouring. However, faithfully mimicking the look of the original series, which is something that's very unusual. Most times they're oversaturated, the artwork is, you think, really, did they have to do that? But this time, they've gone for the original colouring, and it really works. It's massive improvement. However, obviously 50 years after the original publication, 5 issues, I love it. 144 pages. Let's just quickly go through it now. It's got a nice introduction as well. Brilliant. I love an introduction. You can't beat an introduction. It's got also a really nice table of contents. So you've also got that arrow going through there. Obviously, they've continued that table of contents. Obviously, the cover there, also Action 1, Action 2, etc., etc. And you can see it's by Gil Kane, Wally, etc. And also Captain Action vintage advertisements. Now, some of them aren't certain. Got just down there, it tells you actually which ones are real and which ones are sort of a retro style. Slightly, why did they do that? Must admit, it's slightly confusing at times, because I looked at some of them. I thought, is that one of the new ones, or is that a retro one? I'm not certain. But still, I actually got an original issue here, and I will just quickly demonstrate the colouring as well. So, and also you can see the change in some of the pages. Not many, but it's just a few subtle changes. However, introduction, really useful, got lots of details, and also about their Captain Action Enterprises. Acquired the rights and struck a deal, toy deal. So it's quite a fascinating bit there. So Captain Action, the original cover, and the origin of Captain Action. Now I have to say the origin of is a bit daft. Well, they're always a bit daft. It's sort of like Infinity Gauntlet in many ways. You find some, or maybe the power rings of Mandarin. That's probably the closest. Or a bit like Shazam. There's sort of elements of, because it's like sort of the power of the gods, got Odin and Thor, etc., etc. And you can call them depending on the coins. And of course, there's coins of evil ones as well, just to throw into the mix. Still, it's a bit lucky picked up obviously the good ones, and obviously the person that the evil one wanted picked up the evil ones. Maybe they were different sort of. But you can see standard, good old, brilliant. You can immediately see his artwork. You know it's Wally. I just love that pose. What a pose, eh? However, weighs over a ton. And of course, you've got the story here showing the gods there. There's all the various. And it's not just your standard gods. It's all over the spread of gods. It's not just your, like Zeus, you've got some Indian gods, you've got Mayan gods, etc. The cosmic law. Though I must admit, weirdly, there's not gods from other places. But still, they didn't push it that far. Obviously, it's just the Earth gods. But you've got these coins, and I love the fact with his powers that it's very useful. However, of course, those coins are found by Captain Action, and conveniently, for the plot, of course, Dr. Evil. I'm not certain his name was actually Dr. Evil at the point, but he becomes, of course, Dr. Evil. He shatters everything. And again, the standard Bollywood pose there, blasting. I love it. Just what brilliant. And he's, instead, of course, Captain Action spending his time doing something very useful. He's designing his uniform. And of course, I love the bit they include Superman there. Just pushes him out of the way. You get out of the way. Of course, the thing is, it's magical. And of course, Superman does have problems with magic. But does he still have problems with magical? Maybe he does. I don't know. No idea. But you get him here. Do you want to administer a knuckle anaesthetic? Okay. But still, introduces very quickly Action Boy. Krellick's escaping. He's obviously got powers he can go through. He's got like the red ghost. Quickly go through. And their vulnerability. One of the powers we don't have is invulnerability. That's a pity, isn't it? However, you've got these lovely ads, which I think are great. But as I pointed out, the original colouring, I mean, wow, just really good. It's just so much nicer than the really bright, oversaturated ones they normally go with. And I just found it a pleasure to read this. The stories, like I say, trundle along at a great pace. And they change a bit, of course. And also you've got Gil Kane's artwork. See, again, you can tell the difference straight away. There's always those standard poses of Gil Kane. I suppose a bit like Green Lantern there, a quick bit of Green Lantern. Maybe not. But you've got, let's see if there's but there's virtually everyone. You've always got those. I love that. He always does that, doesn't he? Those sort of heads where they sort of come out in a sort of 3D effect, approaching the panel. Just love it. Action Boy Chocobar, it says there. Captain Action Choc, and a Dr. Evil one. Who would buy the Dr. Evil? I wonder what flavour it is. Nutty Surprise. That's quite... They have to do that, don't they? Nutty Surprise, yes. Atomic Crunch for the Action Boy one. Brilliant. However, 3 delicious flavours. Apparently they're all delicious. Hi, hear me, Dr. Evil. Justice will be done. So this issue 3. Now, they changed slightly at this point. Actually, it was a major change. And you've got this character introduced, which was quite unusual. It's a bit like the leader of maybe a high evolutionary or something. They're building. And of course, at this point, he turns around, I call on the forces of Zeus. So it is a bit like Shazam kind of thing. It's obviously, or maybe not. But still, it's just a great little story. And again, you can see Gil Kane. I love this. Lady Action. Now, I'm certain if they had gone past 5 or 6 comics, maybe they would have introduced Lady Action or Action Horse or some other characters. Probably Evil Action or Action Evil or something. He would have turned evil at some point, I'm certain. All those sorts of things. We've also got Dad, Mum's alive. And you got here, she can't be. Though, weirdly, the story is slightly different from the cover, as always, of course. But what a standard dramatic Gil Kane cover. I love that sort of stuff. It's just brilliant. But again, it's just... Now, where's the comic? Here it is. This one is issue 5, of course, the last issue. Pick this up. It's a very tatty one, so I just... Once I get to that... And it's actually got a nice... Again, uses the good old heads. Love that. Really nice build-up panel there with all the heads. In the same duotone colours at the back. Or is it monotone? Duotone. Whatever. However, you can see the colours there. There's Captain Action. And I will now bring up this. Now you can see the size. Basically looks the same. To me, it looks the same. And you can see the colours there. I think that's quite... You can see a subtle change. I mean, Destroy Captain Action. That just looks obviously... Well, maybe it's just my faded copy, of course. It's very hard also to tell. But you can see the blue is slightly different. But again, faded over time. I guess that's possible as well. I don't know. But still, let's go into the actual comic itself. The yellow, I think it looks fairly similar. So you've got that quite reasonable, and you've got the yellow there. Nothing excessive, which is quite nice. I think that's really... And let's go to the next one. Now, there are a few differences, and you can notice that at the bottom. So at the bottom, you've got the text there, obviously giving details about Captain Action. For some weird reason, that has been removed there. They've left the code there, the S148, whatever that means. It's obviously a job code of some sort. However, let's just go to the next page. Let's go for one here. Oh, that one. That's a good page to show. Let's just... What is it? No, they didn't put all the adverts in. Now, that would have been really nice. And you got here. Now, unfortunately, the pages are out of sync a bit. Because you can see, obviously, that one is there. It's on the other one. It's on the other side. So there's a slight change. In many ways, it would have been nice because if the artist had designed it with this in mind, being flowing from here to here, it would be weird to just cut pages slightly different. However, you can see the colours are still not excessively, you know, I think that's quite reasonable. I think. Now, I'm not showing it particularly at great angles. So you can see the reds, nothing particularly too bright or intense. I think it's just nice. Nicely done. Hey kids, join the Captain Action fan club, which would have been a bit of a pain since this was issue 5 and was the last issue. That would have been annoying. But you get all the Captain Action fan club. You get here authorised by Captain Action, no less. You get a lapel, pen, identification card, etc. And how much do you have to pay? $19.95. That's a lot. That was a lot back then as well. But you've also got this, the Two Faces of Dr. Evil. That's also included. That's included in here. And now you've got this lovely, all the adverts. Free Captain Action superhero parachute. Pretty cool. Action Boy. And also, of course, got some original inked pages, which you can't beat. And also, I'm not going to show it because it's so good, pencil work by Gil Kane. Just brilliant. Wow. I love it. It's just a lovely little collection. Now, the stories, well, they're sort of okay. I wouldn't say it's like the world's greatest stories, the Captain Action. I mean, when I got this, I thought, you know what, it's not bad. But at the same time, it's not brilliant by any stretch of the imagination. But it's still a fine collection with some really, truly brilliant artwork. Of course, Gil Kane. I love Gil Kane's work, as well as Wally Wood. So it's just perfect for that, more than probably the actual stories themselves, which are sort of iffy. However, you may like them. You may love these stories. You might think these are great little stories. And I'm certain this book would have really become quite something maybe later on. Maybe it would have included other characters, Batman, etc., etc. I don't know. Who knows? Shazam? Maybe not. But anyway, this is a great collection. 5 issues based on a popular action figure. And you can actually find, I know I did a quick search online. You can find them. I don't know if anything about them. I know absolutely nothing about Captain Action. I say I don't think it was available in the UK. I guess it was just the US. Maybe, maybe it was elsewhere. I have no idea. But I love this. So, totally recommended collection from IDW. As ever, IDW bring out loads of great books. I love their work. And I think this is definitely yet another quality book.